Look what your dad rented. That's a 2015 Tartan Prancer.
Did you say tartan, honey?
Yeah, Tartan's the Honda of Albania, but this baby is pretty sweet. It's got all the latest Albanian technology. Check it out. Plug-in hybrid.
Oh, wow. Eco-friendly. Good.
So anytime we run out of juice, we can just pull right over and plug in. I don't know what that is.
I've never seen an outlet for that.
This is my favorite part. Slam the door on my arm.
What?
It has a sensor. It won't let you slam the door on your arm or leg.
Honey, I'm not doing
The
that.
rental guy showed me. Just do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
Kind of fun.
Slam it.
All right. There you go.
Oh!
Oh, my God!
Oh!
Oh, my gosh!
Ah, damn it!
Oh, my God! Why did you have me do that?
Well, I didn't have the sensor activated.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. Do it again.
No, absolutely not.
Come on, it'll be fine. I just activated it.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Don't be chicken.
Fine.
Why did you do that?
Really?
So in that scene, we see Ed Helms introduce his family to the new car, the Prancer, which is in the original style of the car from first National Lampoon's Vacation. Ed Helms plays Rusty Griswold in Vacation, a sequel to National Lampoon's 1983 film, and it's just came out recently. Thank you for watching Cody and Joey Reviews. I'm Joey.
And I'm Cody.
So, Vacation takes place, maybe 30 years after the original National Lampoon's Vacation, and Rusty Griswold takes the spot this time. And, he evokes a little bit of like a Chevy Chase personality in some parts. But this film is about taking his kids once again to Wally World, and he really wants to, make them happy and make them love him again. And we go on this crazy journey just like we saw with the original.
Oh, definitely. And it does follow very much exactly what the first movie does. Father wants to take his family to a vacation, to sort of get them closer. I just recently rewatched Vacation, and it's crazy to think, I didn't watch it beforehand, how much these two movies sort of parallel each other. And I think that was intentional on the makers of this film to sort of keep those two movies feeling the same. And you mentioned Ed Helms. He sort of projects, what Chevy Chase did in that original. Honestly, in my opinion, rewatching that original, I don't think Rusty would have grown up to be exactly like his father, but definitely it was intentional. And of course, Ed Helms going off of his Hangover fame, I think that's sort of what we know, him best as from the Hangover films. And I think he actually does a pretty good job with what he's given. The humor in this movie, though, I feel a lot like with Ted 2, It's not really my type of humor, but this movie does have a lot of good laughs in it. I mean, how'd you feel about that?
Well, walking into the film, my expectations weren't as high. Like when I saw the trailers, the humor didn't look as clever as the original. But going into the film and watching it, I really liked it. And I thought it was really funny. I mean, 80% of the jokes really had me laughing. There were some jokes where I was just flat out dying in laughter. So that was great. And I mean, maybe there was like 20% of like potty humor. I mean, potty humor, I really could care less for it. I think it's really cheap. It's like a cheap form of comedy, and I'm not a fan of it. But overall, I was really pleased with the film, and I felt like there were some clever callbacks to the original. Now, after watching the original again, that one, of course, is the much better film. There's a charm that Chevy Chase brings to it. The 1980s itself. I mean, like during that time, you kind of had families really stick close together, and there was just something special about going on vacation. But I really liked the movie.
Yeah, definitely. There are parts that I enjoyed. There are parts where I really laughed out loud. I felt like the Charlie Day, his little bit was actually really cool, where the family decides to go on like a whitewater rapids sort of thing. And, you've been to theme parks where they have that overly happy sort of tour guide, and basically he's brought down because his fiance divorces him or something like that, and it just leads to some great comedy. I don't think all the jokes for me worked too much. I feel like half of them did and half of them didn't. Half of them just felt like kind of obvious jokes to tell. You know, sort of what you would expect in comedies nowadays. But definitely this movie did get quite a few laughs out of me. Oh yeah, and you spoke about Chevy Chase. He makes a cameo in this along with the wife from the original, and my goodness, I don't know what happened to Chevy Chase, but he does not look good in this movie. I mean, he did not age well, in my opinion. Sort of like Gene Wilder nowadays. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
what'd you think about?
I mean, like when I looked at like the cast list, we saw that Chevy Chase was going to make a cameo, and I mean, he looked really, really good 30 years ago. I think Beverly D'Angelo also came back to make a cameo, and I mean, while she aged really well, Chevy Chase did not. I mean, he looks old and fat and just, like uninterested in being in the movie. So that was a little discouraging to see that. But however, like having those characters like Beverly D'Angelo and Chevy Chase still gave it that stamp of like authenticity that I felt like this film needed. And there are, I think, and like during that scene, he does bring back something very special that like I don't want to give away, which also kind of made me smile at the end. So there definitely are some really good callbacks to the original.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he is a fun presence in here to see, the Griswold father sort of go senile. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
But overall, if I had to give a rating to this movie, honestly, if I were to give it a rating for myself, it would be a 2 out of 5 stars. Because honestly, it's not really my type of humor. It's not really a film that I feel like I would watch over again. But I'm not really going to rate this for me, because I think that we might have an audience out there that would find this movie absolutely hilarious. I have heard people say that they find this movie from beginning to end hilarious. I just don't really feel that way, but I'm going to really rate this for movie for you guys a 3 out of 5 stars. I think it is entertaining. It did get a lot of laughs out of me for the most part, but not really a movie I feel like I need to see again, but definitely it's worth at least one watch.
Yeah, I would definitely give the film 3 out of 5 stars as well. I recommend it to you to go see it, especially if you've seen the original National Lampoon Vacation. You get a lot of great cameos. You get Chris Hemsworth cameo. You get Charlie Day in there. I think it's a pretty funny film, start to finish. And I mean, while it might not be like the best comedy of like all time or anything, it's still a great watch.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and thank you for joining us with Cody and Joey Reviews.
And stay tuned.